Hey, it's Daniel, your friendly neighborhood wildlife biologist in his name outdoors. Hey, if he can save me, he can save you. Well, I just noticed something. It'd be kind of a difficult stand to get in, being there's no ladder. All right. A lot of people have been asking about these types of doors. These are continuous catch or multi-catch doors. There's a saloon door, and I'll do a little video on that just to show you that door. But, on this trap, this is on a client's property. I just found this door. So you catch a pig in there, and the theory is other pigs will push in that door and go in, and then the door shuts. See how that works? I can't even hardly push this thing open. Dadgummit. So they can go push in. That's a daggum heavy door. But a pig can push in, they can't get out. And I've seen these, and I was curious about them because I was wondering, did they work? So we did a research project on them. We were testing the theory of multi-catch doors. Do they really work like they say they do? And we used saloon doors and root doors. And in the project, we got pigs going into a trap a whole bunch of times, just pre-baited the mess out of them. And then what we did is sometimes we would close the doors and put bait in the trap. Sometimes we would set the trigger to just catch a few and see if the others pushed in. Sometimes we'd catch some and leave them for a day or two to see if others would push in. We did all kinds of different scenarios in there, just every scenario you could think of. And we did this over about 3 months, 3 or 4 months. We had over like 60 or 70,000 photos because we had cameras on 3 sides. So we could see everything that was going on. And we had interactions with 222 pigs. So we looked at how many we caught after the door was shut. And here's the big number. 11 pushed in out of 222. It was less than a 5% probability that a pig would either root in or use a saloon door. Even when the saloon door was set with a very, very light spring. So do they work? Yes, they do, but it's less than a 5% probability. And here's the thing about research. When I did this research, multi-catch doors were a big hit. They were being sold in stores. They were being sold all over the place because no one had tested the theory. And here's it is. Pigs aren't that smart, folks. They're just, like I said, an oversized dumpster diver. We had pictures of pigs standing at the door, looking at them. A big old sow with little ones in the trap. She never pushed in. She stayed there all night, never pushed in. She walked around the trap all night. We had bait sometimes when we had the door shut just inside the door, just to see if they'd push in. They never did. 222 pigs and 11 pushed in. That's a 5% probability. And the folks that were really pushing this, the university, I'll just say it's over in Texas, but they actually contacted the professor that was doing the stats on this and said they saw our research we did, and they said, we never knew that. So they replicated the project. They said, wow, we did the same project, and they don't work like you think, or we thought they did. And then a university in Florida did it. Not the University of Florida, but a university in Florida did the same thing. And they tried it, and they said they don't work. And next thing you know, you can't hardly find these doors. That's what I'm getting at, people, is a lot of pig trapping stuff from folks is just to get the money out of your pocket. They don't work like they say they do. Yes. Do they work? Yes, they do. If you want to go buy one of those doors, use them. There is a possibility one pushes in. Now, here's the crazy part. We actually got pictures of pigs when the door was open, other ones getting out. So a pig pushed in, and when the door was open, 3 ran out. And I hope I can find those pictures. I don't know if they're on my old government computer, and I don't have that anymore. Do they work? Yes. Do they work to the extent people think? No. And that door right there is heavy. And it'd be hard to push. A Schultz couldn't push that up. I'm a pretty big guy, and I can't hardly push that door up. The other thing about this trap, and look, I've used these traps. They do work. They work good. You can catch 3 or 4 in them. I've seen up to 6 in them. Do the pigs on the outside get educated and not come back? No, they come back. But the one thing I don't like about this trap is it's got a top, and I understand why. This, they don't want pigs climbing out and everything, but I have seen deer get caught in these on multiple occasions, and they just beat themselves to death, and they get what's called capture myopathy. Bottom line, if you let that deer go, he's probably gonna die anyway. So that's the only reason I don't use these traps. Do they work? Yes. If this is what you want to use, by gosh, go use it. Every one of us is catching a pig is helping out. So I never say a trap doesn't work. It works great. You can catch pigs in these traps. I just don't use them because I use bigger traps without a top, so any deer can jump out, because if I catch my landowner's big old buck, I'm in deep poo-poo. So there's the theory. There's the research on multi-catch doors, and I really don't use them. All right. Thank y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video. This might be a video to share. I'm not trying to get the algorithm, but a lot of people have asked about these multi-catch doors and why I don't use them. And so there's my reason. I've done the research on it. Other universities have done the research on them. They don't work like they're supposed. No, they do work. They just don't work in the numbers that you would think that they would. So, all right, y'all have a good day. Thank you. Appreciate it. In His Name Outdoors, please follow. I ask you to. If you don't, just come back every now and then. There'll always be new videos. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye.